Welcome to SOMCC Marketing Monday. Sit back, relax, and enjoy.
Hi everyone, welcome to SOMCZ YouTube channel. Today we have our very own Taylor Pringle from Columbia, South Carolina, and I'm going to let her tell you a little bit about who she is and what she does.
Hey you guys, how are y'all? I'm Taylor Pringle, as she said. I'm here in Columbia, South Carolina. I'm a bondsman here. I'm a better bail bonding here in Columbia, South Carolina. We serve Richland, Lexington, and Fairfield, but I serve all 46 counties as well. I also have a tax franchise business as well here in the Columbia, South Carolina area. And I'm also working on a nonprofit in memory of my brother, the Sosa Foundation.
So as you can tell, Taylor has a lot under her belt, but we're going to start off with more so of the tax part because she was a blessing to me this year. We met on social media and we started talking. She did a one-on-one with me, and as we was doing the one-on-one and she was giving me a little background on herself, I was like, okay, sis, I need you. And she came all the way through for me when it came to business taxes. She gave me everything I needed. And she made the process very easy for me, and I didn't have to do a whole lot. I just had to send a lot of paperwork in.
Right.
So I want you to tell the people a little bit more about your tax business.
Alright, so I definitely partnered up with this young lady. This amazing woman out in the Moncks Corner area. And she has a tax business, so she pretty much was franchising it out. So partnered up with her, decided that I've been doing taxes on the side for a little bit, about 6 years now. Never really wanted to get into it because I felt like it was just so saturated with a lot of people, but I wanted to come in this year and really be able to give an honest viewpoint to a lot of people regarding their taxes. I think a lot of people are actually afraid of taxes. Like, they don't really know what to expect, or they've probably done something, or probably have had something bad happen to them in the past, so they kind of stray away from a lot of people. So I wanted to come in with an honest, open heart to be able to kind of guide them in a way. So I decided to just go ahead and partner up with her. Got everything through the IRS to be able to file directly with them and started it.
Right, because she started my taxes and I had a lot of questions because, as you know, I have a 15-year-old that owns her own business and everything is in her name. So I needed questions when it came to that as a mother and as a business owner and her business when it come to taxes. And I asked Taylor, and I think like 24, 48 hours, she got back to me and she gave me a rundown of what was what. And I was like, okay, see, I like her. She about the business. I ain't had to reach back out and be like, hey, what is it? What's the answer? So that really caught my attention, and that made me say, okay, this is going to be my tax preparer from this day forward when it comes to my business taxes and personal taxes, which I incorporated together. And then I was able to tell her what I needed as a business owner and in my personal life, like what I was trying to do in the future this year, so how I wanted my taxes to go, and she was able to handle that for me. So that's
key.
Yeah,
that's definitely key what you just said. I think a lot of people, when it comes to, I think a lot of people thought that their business taxes was actually separated from their personal taxes.
Right.
And I've had a ton of people this year was like, hey, can you do my business taxes? But they already filed their personal taxes, and those supposed to be combined together. So unless you decided to file as an S corp, then you would have done it something different. But that's pretty much, you go through the IRS to actually push yourself to be able to file separately from your business.
So I want you to explain that part a little bit more. The part where you said they separate, and if they decide to separate, they have to file as what?
As an S corp. So that's pretty much a whole nother ball game where it's like a certain deadline. If I'm not mistaken, I believe, don't quote me on it, but I think it was like March 15th, I'm not mistaken, that you have to be able to elect to be able to file as a S corp, which that means you're technically trying to file with as your business only versus trying to file your personal and your business together.
Okay, so I want people to get a better understanding, because see, when I talk to people about business and why do they file LLC and S corps, and a lot of people be like, well, I think I want to switch over. They need to have an understanding of what they're doing, and they need to consult with a tax preparer, because although I'm a business coach, I don't know the tax arena. And I don't know the logistics of the tax arena. So I always tell you, consult somebody that's a tax preparer or a CPA so they can help you and guide you in that aspect. Because see, I didn't even know that part.
Yeah, I think a lot of people, it goes back to, you got sole proprietor, you got LLC, you got S corp, you got LLC partnership, and that's
Right.
a big thing too. A lot of people don't realize that if you have a partnership LLC, you should be filing as a elect to file with that through that IRS, because two people in a partnership, you both can't file the business on your taxes. So you have to be able to elect, and you have to create a Schedule K, and that's just a whole nother story for a whole nother day.
Right. So okay,
It's levels to it, but that is a good thing. You should, like, everybody's situation is going to be a little bit different, and even go back to you being a business coach, and the conversation that we've had when people decide they want to be even a LLC. And
right.
if it's even like beneficial to them to be a LLC in the beginning, and having to go through all that, in the back end, because as a LLC, you still have to file your taxes quarterly too. So
right.
I think a lot of people don't know that too when they go ahead and say, "Oh, I'm gonna sign up to be a LLC." So
right. So listen, you have heard it. If you need extra, and I will always guide you to the right people, but if you need a tax preparer when it comes to your business or personal taxes, and together, you can contact Taylor Pringle. And also, now we're going to go dig into this bounty hunting thing, child, and this Bell's bombing, because this got exciting. We started talking about it before we actually started filming it. And it's a little exciting because, as you can see, she's a beautiful woman. And she's a woman, and she's a Bell's boss.
I am.
And she's a bounty hunter, and all that together. So let's talk about that and how you can help the people. We don't want you to go to jail, but if you do,
right,
by any means, this is your go-to person.
I don't want you to go to jail, but if you have to,
if something happens,
just call. The number is so simple, y'all. It's 803-888-BOND. Like, literally,
that's very simple.
Like, you cannot forget it. Like, 803-888-BOND. But it was an interesting way of how I decided to become one. I never thought that I would actually enjoy doing it. It was very surprising to me. But I think the overall thing was, like, I actually like helping people. Like, I love helping people. I think a lot of people, when I got into it, a lot of people get in there for the money. But it is good money, but at the end of the day, you still have to be able to care about people. You got to be able to make sure that, I believe you are innocent until proven guilty. That's what the justice system's supposed to be. But if you're stuck in jail until your court date, you're pretty much considered guilty. Right. So pretty much wanting to be able to go out, and if you have your money, you gotta have your money, get you out and be sure to make sure. My goal is to maintain that you stay out of trouble through your process, not continue to get in trouble. So definitely have some things in place to be able to make sure that my clients are in tip-top shape throughout their process, and I work with them all the way throughout the very end of their court case.
Now that's amazing. So again, if you need a bail sponsor, we have Taylor, and she gave you the number 803-888-BOND. Oh, I got that one. That's easy. So I got a little back end of your story, and I had actually heard about your story prior to even meeting you when it comes to not the nonprofit, but what led up to the nonprofit. Right. So I had heard about you from a few people that probably, I think, knew your brother. Yeah. So it was a conversation that had been had, and then I met you, and you was telling the story, and I was like, oh, I know her. So I want you to tell the people about your nonprofit and how it all came together.
My brother Taylor Pringle, he actually passed away in the historical 100-year flood, as they called it, here in South Carolina back in 2015. I think I talked to him probably, I can't remember, it was like that the day before or 2 days before. We had just had a conversation, and he was just talking about going back to school, and we were talking about just doing different things together, and he was really just trying to find a way to be able to give back. So I've always wanted a nonprofit organization, just because I really wanted to be able to find a way that I can give information that I know and be able to give it back to people. And I know that nonprofit versus having to ask people for money, if I have a nonprofit, I can be able to receive grants and different things to be able to help more people. So when it came down to wanting to start, I kept trying to figure out, okay, I got a nonprofit, I got the idea, I got things that I want to do, I just don't know what I want to name it. So talking to a couple of people, trying to figure it out, somebody was like, well, like, what's meaningful for you? Like, what's like something that you kind of care about? So I was like, well, I thought about, putting in the name of my brother, and we used to call him SOSA. So SOSA pretty much stands for Serving Others, Saving All. So Serving Others, Saving All. And pretty much it's just in memory of him, of things that he wanted to do. And he actually passed away that night when he was actually helping someone. So being that said and putting everything together, that's kind of how the name kind of came together.
And it actually works because he passed away doing salsa, doing exactly what he named the foundation. So once she gets all that together, logistics, you'll be able to find that on her page as well. So I want you to tell the people how can they find you on Facebook, on Instagram, or any social media platforms.
Okay. Yes, you can find me on Facebook at Taylor R. Pringle. So Taylor R. Pringle, make sure you have to have the R in there for my initial to be able to come to my direct page. You can also find me on Instagram at Take Profit Pringle. And then I also have a bell bonding page, which is Better Bell Bonding on Facebook as well. And there's one on Instagram, Better Bell Bonding. And then, yeah, that's it.
So, okay, well, Taylor, thank you for being a part of SOMCZ YouTube channel. And we look forward to doing a business with you. And we look forward to seeing you on a lot of other platforms.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yes. So you know how we do it at SOMCZ YouTube. Until the next time, deuces.